Ladies and gentlemen, I will ask once and again, how much is enough for somebody to be satisfied with what they have? The reason I'm asking this is because President William Ruto seems to have an insatiable appetite for public property. An appetite that is not satisfied by the a lot of public properties that William Ruto has lately auctioned to the private sector, nor the public properties that he has sold to the private sector, nor the public properties that William Ruto has stolen from the people of the Republic of Kenya. Now, this morning I have woken to one of the most detailed expose on President William Ruto trying to take over Naivasha constituency from the Naivasha Member of Parliament, Honorable Jane Kihara. And she said this: for the record, I will not be silent while Ruto and his allies are trying to take over Naivasha. Today I have addressed the media over several schemes by Ruto and his men to try and take over Naivasha. And this is a very detailed expose done by Honorable Jane Kihara, the Member of Parliament of Naivasha constituency. Listen to what she says. President Ruto must declare his interest in Naivasha. Number one, the president must tell Kenyans who is developing the Kenya Railways land in Naivasha town. It has not been forgotten to us, the people of Naivasha, that Kenyans were evicted and their properties worth billions of shillings destroyed by Kenya Railways as they claimed they wanted to develop their land. Today, the same piece of land has been taken over or leased out to other people, and I have received reliable information that it is the president's men. On several occasions, powerful individuals who are close to the president have been spotted on this piece of land. The people of Naivasha have not forgotten how a Foster hotel was brought down by government machinery in this same piece of land. The owner of the hotel had genuine leasehold documents, but Kenya Railways insisted they wanted to develop their property only for other private citizens to be allocated the same piece of land for private development. The people of Naivasha want to understand whether those who have been given the right to develop this piece of land are more Kenyans than the Naivashans whose properties were destroyed despite having genuine leaseholds. I have tried to reach out to the Kenya Railways managing director on this same issue, but he never receives my calls. Or number two, the Naivasha Stadium land. The only available stadium land in Naivasha town has been converted for affordable housing projects without the requisite public participation. The alternative land that we were promised would be converted into a stadium is yet to be actualized, and rumor has it some people in government have already started planning to grab a section of it. Or number three, the Dabibi ADC land. I am on record defending the president on the ownership of a piece of land in Dabibi that I still maintain is genuinely bought from a willing seller. When I received information that the president was quietly visiting Dabibi, I personally went to see him, and when I asked him about the said piece of land, he explained to me how he acquired it, and I was convinced. However, the president must declare his interest on another piece of land that belongs to Agricultural Development Corporation ADC. I have information his men have been seen there on several occasions, and the kind of private development being done in that farm should be made public because ADC is a public entity. We want to understand how and why NYS machinery and servicemen would be deployed to work on the BBADC land, which has since been taken over by the private developers according to my sources. Why are the so-called private developers forcibly grabbing other small pieces of land from genuine owners? Number four, the Mai Mayo flood victims compensation. Jane Kihara says, I have received information that the county commissioner forwarded a list labeled private and confidential to the Minister of Land, Housing and Urban Planning. Let it be known that I was actively involved in the exercise to identify all the affected victims from the day the disaster happened, and any attempt to alter the genuine list of flood victims will not be tolerated by the people of Mai Mayu and myself. We must bring to an end the culture of taking advantage of disasters for those in power to enrich themselves through public resources meant for those affected by the disaster. Number five, the skewed government opportunities, appointments, and postings. The president keeps on calling certain leaders tribalist, while he is actively practicing it through parastatal appointment and job appointments. In Naivasha, especially at Kengen and KPLC, almost 80% of the available job opportunities have been given to people from president's community. Recently, I am told there were about 70 job opportunities at Kengen, and out of 70, 50 were given to people from the president's community, and even the remaining 20, no one from Naivasha got the opportunity. However, the president must declare his interest on another piece of land. Yeah, continuing, that one was in regards to the job opportunities. Uh, she says, I have information that those being brought to Naivasha for job opportunities are told to replace their national IDs from the Naivasha office so that they can be said to be from Naivasha. Almost all the departments heads in Naivasha are people from the president's community. As he keeps preaching to us how he is bringing all Kenyans together, his actions must be seen to match his preaching. Mr. President, you are only the president of Kenya because we elected you, but you don't own Kenya like your actions depict. Honorable Jane Kihara, Member of Parliament, Naivasha constituency. Now, I asked the question, how much is enough for President William Ruto? The state and the people of the Republic of Kenya are ready to raise that amount of money to pay the president for him to stop doing these campaigns that he is doing, for him to stop stealing our personal properties, for him to stop stealing public lands. Hmm? Let me tell you, Naivasha is an industrial hub. The lands in Naivasha, most of the lands in Naivasha have been put under use for some certain biggest development projects in the Republic of Kenya. Greatest industries, they have been put up in Naivasha. So the president has seen this as an opportunity. Now, because he himself has power, he has used the power that he has to actually push agendas of him controlling Naivasha fully. Hmm? Imagine the man currently owns pieces of land. You know, the Dabibi land is one land that has been a land that has been scrutinized to the land. Though the president says he bought that land genuinely, I come to think of it. What is genuine about this man? What is genuine about Ruto? I would love to know. What do you think is genuine about Ruto? Ladies and gentlemen, leave your comment on the comment section. And what you think about this today is exposed by one Honorable Jane Kihara on President William Ruto. Kwa sababu Ruto anaanikwa kila kukicha na wizi wa vitu vya umma. Remember the other day he was exposed for selling Kenya Pipeline Company to his son-in-law. Sasa huku Naivasha na hakuwa anajiuzia ama hata anajiibia. Ladies and gentlemen, leave a comment on the comment section. See you in our next video. Remember to subscribe. This is the Kenyan Daily Report.